Hey everybody, how's it? Okay, here we are at the Decomposer Lounge mainstream. My name is Jeeves, I'm your old composer. And I am just enjoying these reactions that I'm doing here on my mainstream channel. My other channel with rock and stuff like that's blown up. It's been kind of cool. Got my little button for that. After 4 or 5 months too, I got that. That was really pretty amazing. But the music I do on this channel is a different style of music and stuff, and I kind of decompose it a little differently. So these are first time listens. This is okay, I don't know if this is a word or if it's just Fkj Masego. Forgive me, old guy, don't know what's hip and cool. And I guess the track is called Tadow. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Let's do this. Let's have a little fun. All right. Okay, this is the kicking, what do you call the machines when they repeat themselves? I think they call it the loopers or something like that. And you know, I have to admit that when I first saw some videos on YouTube that my daughters were playing of people, I thought it was really creative, but you know, also thought that it was, you know, potentially limiting, but I mean, not in a critiquing or a judgmental way. I just knew without a doubt, just let it give it time for it to be an integral part of music and composition, and it'll find its path. And I think I may have just found a track that exemplifies the power of layering because of the virtue of looping. And what I'm trying to say is, because looping essentially, from what my little experience is, these are phrases that are being repeated. It doesn't mean that change can't happen. Like, let's say they change to another key or another chord or something. I've seen, I have an acquaintance of mine, an incredible composer, songwriter, singer named Michael Love. It's all pretty much reggae, and I've watched him do some amazing things. But this is an exemplary exposition of layering compositions and arrangements. Kind of same things, arrangements. It's amazing that these guys have, and let me just really quick, not including the traps or the drums, I think there's 6 different intricate little arrangements going on there to give us this final, at least what I'm hearing now, at 1:33 in an 8-minute track. Also loving the fact that this is a kind of acidy jazz kind of vibe with the guitar playing and the chords that are being used. The sax player, that gentleman that's been standing up, what an amazing dynamics and techniques in his performance of what he's playing. As simple as this may seem in its production, is how not easy it is to do. Okay, so excuse me, simplicity doesn't mean that it's, oh, that's really simple, you know. No, actually simplicity a lot of times requires some intense thought so that these layers really can speak loudly and not be stepping on each other. I think that's a very unique thing that's going on. Something that I noticed was really cool is I noticed the guy, at first I thought he was fanning himself with a little book or a passport or something, and then I realized, oh wow, that's part of the rhythmical arrangement that he's doing. And then, you know, I'm also thinking as an engineer and a producer and a composer myself, I mean, but not for the record industry, but media, but almost 50 years of doing this. I thought, well, they're recording this, but maybe they went in and mixed it. You know, so it is live what they're doing, but maybe they've went in and mixed it for this output, and it's still possible that that happened. But it's really cool because I heard a little bit of talking between the two of them that was happening really quick, and that really gives it that intimate, like hearing it in a lounge environment or something like that. So I'm really super digging this. But this is a great example of layered composition, layered arrangements that are happening. These, you know, he plays a little part on the keyboard, a little bit on the bass, the opening setup with the guitar and stuff. So this is wonderful for me. I love this because that's what I do as a decomposer on this channel. I love pulling apart these little things and being able to really hear these arrangements. So let's go back a little bit and continue. Something that I guess I'm learning here on the fly, and it's perfect that I stopped on this, and it looks like there's, so this is an elaborate, I guess, loop repeater setup, and because once again, as I go back to this other composer, Mike Love, I've watched him do what he does, you know, with his feet and guitars and stuff, and sometimes he has his friend Sam next to him as a percussionist and background vocals. But I'm looking at it, it looks like there's a little console here because they apparently at certain times muted out some of the loops, and then they wanted to change the dynamic or the emotion of the track. You know, so thus far we're almost 4 minutes into it, and it's really repeated these phrases, but this intricate work on the fly. You know, this is performance art. You know, to me, at a brand new level as an old composer, none of this was happening when I was writing pencil to paper back in the 70s, right? And and in the 80s and stuff. And so, one of the things I noticed too is that the musicians, like the keyboard player that just got through doing his solo, which I really liked. It was kind of a glassy mini moogie kind of sound on that keyboard. wow, just the talent. He plays saxophone, keyboards. This is what I love about what the world has become through access of places like YouTube, is to be exposed by the tremendous amount of young talent, or any talent out there that you never had the opportunity because you were behind this, these walls of the world doesn't get to hear you unless you get a record deal or you're on radio and stuff. Now with the walls that have fallen down, the people at large can be exposed to incredible musicianship and songwriting and stuff, and then the musicians can be celebrated, as incredible artists and stuff. Be it more difficult to make money and a living at it, doesn't mean that all of us win off of this, so it's absolutely wonderful. But I love the lead work around it, what they both were doing, and then when he gets on the drums and actually adds that element to it, I like it too, because it's not what we would call sterile quantized, which is a computer thing where you can lock everything up perfectly. And by them playing live and stuff, there are these little human nuances that come with that, And what I mean by human nuances is when you're playing, let's say, a saxophone or a string instrument, you hear a buzz of a string, or you hear the buzz or an intonation flex, on the reed of a saxophone or something like that. And that's what I'm loving about this. And even though we're still holding the same chord changes in the pattern throughout, the fact that you have to be also skilled on the fly, to mute, don't mute, unmute, hit, press, he's reaching and doing things. That would be like to me, that would be like me watching a painter actually paint live, and just go, wow, which we see a lot of that on YouTube. Anyhow, blah, blah, blah.
She hit me like that. Saw that thing so beautiful. She just hit my heart. Oh, full force and she got me like I be like, baby, why you so fine? Gotta make you mine. So hard to find.
Okay, so I must be that far behind technology, and the video here is 2017, so it's only a few years ago. I had no idea. I'll just leave it at that. I had no idea about where technology was. So apparently the vocalist is singing riffs into a sampling machine, I guess, that could be specifically designed for that. I don't know exactly how that works. But so he sings these little riffs in there, which I thought he was just actually singing, and he's going to let it go, but it was actually programmed into that machine. Then he turns around to sing live and do his live riffing, or, melodic expression, and then he's using it as a rhythmical arrangement, re-hitting the samples he just did. That was great. This is a whole different kind of art form, and that's, me being an old composer and the thousands of tracks that I've written and worked on throughout my life and stuff, I've always been that guy that's always celebrating new and change, which I learned from my father. And he was a hardcore orchestrator, conductor, arranger through the epic times of the 70s R&B, all the way through to when he passed away like 10 years ago. But my dad was always the first one to jump technology. You know, he was the first one in the crew to get what I forgot what that drum machine was, C something, whatever. Then the DX7 and the Juno 106 and the Lynn drum machine and all that sort of stuff. And my dad taught me the appreciation of advances in the world of music, and that's why I just love what I'm hearing. I love. I'm not a purist in the organic way that if you're not playing a song all the way through, you're not really a musician. No way. Are you kidding me? This is great. You can get baked, rinse. You can just chill back and listen to the music. Hey, this is wonderful. An incredible, different kind of musicianship for me. I couldn't do this. I couldn't sit there and I'd be stressing on, am I hitting the right note, the wrong note? It's like, I guess I would compare this to live Broadway stage performance night after night after night after night, compared to, let's say, a TV show that's recorded and edited and packed together, you know. So this is really super cool. See if I can shut up for the rest of it and just let it go.
How'd you do the thing? The way that you do it, and she ain't even show nothing. She be walking around so confident, so heaven sent. I think she was meant to knock them daylight. Like, girl, you so fine. Girl, you rockin' like, baby, so fine. Miss Baby, girl, you knock 'em dead. She was so sublime, super fine. She was never lying, strutting in the heels or her slides. Either way, eyes on her every single day, week, year. Everyone wondering how she does it with no fear. All that confidence, was it heaven sent? Does it come within? Does it come run out? I don't know. She'll just have them running out and in. Man, they want to sin, talking deadly sin with Mrs. Lady. I don't understand why she hit them like. Girl, you knock 'em dead. How you do the things you do? Baby, you knock 'em dead. I'm already said that.
What a beautiful ending. Oh, what a great ending. I love that keyboard phrasing. And that's an old Rhodes keyboard that has such a very unique sound. And this was a wonderful experience. And, you know, I really have an affinity for this style of arrangements and composition because of my family. And I'll just put my links of my father and my uncle down below. But if you're still here and you click on those links, you'll see what I was raised in and around as a composer, and where my influences came, not only as a composer and a writer, but as a listener. You know, how to listen to music, how to enjoy it, how to be a part of that experience and everything. So this was a great experience. This old composer is, I'm beyond impressed. That's like, I don't have to be impressed. Who am I? Why are you impressed? I am just elated at the musicianship, the use of technology. I even get a little chicken skin, goosebumps, you know, thinking about it. I'm just really elated that it feels great in here to know that the musical world is in great hands with this kind of fusion of musicianship, composition, arrangement, and technology. And to me, there's no other high in here than to feel that. So anyhow, guys, listen, take care of yourself and have a wonderful day. All right.